Hey buds, Rodge here, the Wisco Horn Dog. I'm back again for another Saga Thursday, your regular source for Saga, the miniatures game goodness. And today we're going to take a look at the Saga Tournament, the narrative sensation that was run at WAAAGH. WAAAGH is a convention style, free-for-all, kind of crazy event with multiple game systems going on. It's run by me and a couple buddies, and it is freaking fun. If you haven't heard of it, we'll post a link below because we're always looking for new people. So come on down. Regardless, Mr. Hagen from Adepticon fame decided that he was going to help me out and run a Saga Narrative event, which was super cool, and it was basically, it sounded really awesome. So I wanted to have him on to describe exactly what he did and how it can be duplicated across the land. So let's check that out. All right, we're here with Mr. Hagen.
Hey.
Saga Grand Melee, Adepticon man himself, but you do some other events as well. So you were a big help. You came down to WAAAGH, which is my little shindig that I run with my buddy, and it's a multi-game event, and you were kind enough to run some Saga stuff. Unfortunately, it was the same day I was running Infinity stuff, so I did not get to participate, but when you described everything to me, I was very jealous because it sounded really cool because if you play a lot of Saga, I think it can kind of get a little stale, but you mixed it up like really well, I think with this event by adding some additional nuance and layers, but not, getting away from the core kind of Saga gameplay.
Yep.
So, I guess why don't you describe what you ran and kind of how it all worked.
So what we had was it was a kind of your normal like Rogue Trader style tournament where it was 3 games. It was fully painted armies. It was 6 points. So really no deviation from like what would be standard fare for running a tournament. We didn't have the hugest sign up, but that was okay because we got the upstairs room, which was just awesome. It was nice.
Yeah, it was a nice kind of side room that if you had a ton of guys, it'd be kind of stinky and noisy in there, but you just had the right amount of guys for that room, I think.
Well, I think what's going to happen next year, Joe, if you're still there, and I think you are, is if we do run this or whatever we're going to do, we're going to cap it out at 18 because that's exactly how many tables are in there. Or there was 9 tables, and I really like being up there. Nothing against downstairs, that was the big hall, but it was loud, and it's for the big games for tournaments. So we had a nice 12-man, and that's actually a really nice size for a calm room. On top of that, we had a couple of the Brits playing, which is really cool. To have them, I can't believe these guys flew all the way over here to go to Wisconsin to play games. Really nice.
Yeah.
Patty and Christy played in our tournament. It was really neat. It's kind of a new game for them as well. But we had like the usual people come that I see a lot. Locals like Stents and Flanders and Gerald and Bruins and other people who really enjoy the game sincerely, I think. So it's really neat to see them again. And so what we did with this thing was just to kind of mix up Saga. You really can't deviate too crazily on scenarios because they've play tested them. They work pretty well. We've made some nuances to it, but if you do something really wacky, it could be a bad game for someone. That on top of that, you have multiple books going against each other, which really don't work well either. But we still do it. And so what I decided to do was 2 things. One, I got all the players some personal made these cool little amazing.
Yeah. Those are awesome. Those are the best of those kind of measurement sticks. Yep. Those are the best ones, hands down, that I've ever seen.
Oh, thanks, man. I drew them myself. So, I did a spear for the long, I did a sword for the medium, an axe for the short, and then I did a round shield for the small, for the very small. And I put some of my personal art on there from Saga Storm and other stuff like that, but they were kind of a send-off because I knew some of these guys were my friends, and I just wanted to give them something. But the other neat thing that we did was that we made these cool little personal banners. Here's one called Banner of the Gods. How that worked was basically every game or every player had one, and what they were was like a personal little extra. Like this one in particular lets the players roll. They can re-roll up to 2 Saga dice at the beginning of their turn, which could be huge. If they're trying to get something. There's a variety of them. I basically crafted 18, and so because we had 12 players, 12 of them were given to the players. 6 of them were given to the tables, and so they sat on the table, and what the players would do with these is they would fight. They'd have a result. There would be a winner. And so what we would do at the end of the game is all 3 of them would be put on the table. The 2 from the players and the 1 from the table. The winner got to pick amongst that 3. If you didn't like his original one, you could pick a new one. And secondly, the player that lost would get to have pardon me. Here's some disturbances in the forest outside.
Wow.
So the second player would get to pick his, and then they would leave whatever was done for the table. So we had basically there was ones that gave you bonuses to sometimes to hit, reroll hits, armor saves. You name it. There was but they weren't too. I don't think they were too powerful. One of them was like Loki's spear. That was really cool. That was like, if the enemy would get engaged, you could pull that unit out and say, "Just kidding, we're not actually fighting." And that could, if you got your you have to go destroy somebody, and you're like, "What?" So, I asked the players. They didn't think they were too bad. They said there maybe 1 or 2 that were kind of, But this was a narrative game, so the narrative part, and those were the extras. The narrative part was in the tables. And I thought, I looked at those maps you gave me. Thanks a lot for letting me take a look at those. And I thought about writing up stories. And then I thought, rather than try to get all these different people from across the world fighting each other for a reason, which is kind of impossible to do, just because of, I guess, historical relevance, I thought just the tables themselves would be the narrative. So what I did, and this is very uncommon for Saga, is I set up each table where you couldn't touch the terrain. So for some warbands, that might kind of, I can't pull a piece of terrain off. Okay, but I didn't go crazy. I only did about maybe 4 pieces, maybe 5 on these tables. I also didn't want to hurt them, but the table was a narrative. What I did is I laid out 2 scenarios on these tables, and so when the player showed up, they would roll a dice. Whoever rolled highest got to pick which scenario that they were going to play. So, I had that Saga Grand Hall, so I had the challenge set there, and then I think Champions of God or something like that. Then I had one board that had a river, so they could do, Battle at the Ford, or they could do something else. And one of the boards had the Sacred Ground, so I did have a hill set to the side for that particular board. So I had the snowboard, I had a desert board, I had a Great Hall board, I had a coastal board. That was my favorite. I got to play it twice. I'll get to that. But so each board was its own basically story, and then from there, the other part of the story was, of course, the person who got the banner that they wanted in between each round. Also, bringing back from the Grand Melee, I got the slaughter wall put back up.
Oh, cool! I didn't see the slaughter wall.
You had to walk all the way into the room to see it because it was around the corner, against the wall. So I just made a mini one because we got 12 players. But I made new shields with names on there. I originally had them email me names of their characters, but it turns out that wasn't as. It was cool, but it wasn't as cool as the guys who forgot to do it. So I gave them names like Gerald the Ganger or Kevin Kahn. And stuff like that,
that's always for when I do the narrative stuff. You kind of, it's fun if they come up with their own stuff, but usually I just assign them names because they could come up butthead or just something that really breaks the thematic elements. So if you assign everything, usually they're cool with it. They're like, oh, I'm such and such for this.
I would definitely do that next year because the ones that actually had historically like cool warrior names were awesome names, but nobody knew who that was. So it doesn't do it. Where you had Tomlin the Terrible. That's funny. So, this is playing this franchise, whatever. But so I had that going on. So that was also another way. That was a way to break points. But that was like, the slaughter wall is most points, most slaughter points total accrued during the tournament. How many heads did you chop off? And that's kind of fun to see that. So we had that going on as well. We had an odd number. We had to drop out. And so, unfortunately, Jared Horseman couldn't make it. And so I got to play my own tournament.
Nice. I'm always a fan of that.
12 players, whatever. I love the game, so I got to bring my Vikings out and have fun on these boards. So I mean, the room was awesome. Natural light coming in. It was actually really kind of cool in there, which is nice. And we just had a really good time. The funny thing, of course, to me, I was just playing my normal games, and of course, I did the best out of everybody.
Yeah,
I think my dice.
I've done that as well.
My dice on fire. Everybody I played against, their dice were not on fire. So then I did the most slaughter points, and I was the only guy out of 12 people to get 3 wins. And why can't I do this at other events where I'm playing as a player?
Are you playing your Vikings? Or are you doing Norman?
Oh my gosh, they were on fire. They could do Norman. It was crazy. And I'm just like, you of course would do this as I'm the ring. So
the forces aligned.
This is laughing. If I go to someone else's event and play, and sorry. I got to play against Bear, which was awesome.
Cool.
I did the Swiss system, so I try to keep winners versus winners, And I got to play against Tomlin. He was a little bit tired in the morning, so that was okay. He was actually really nice to play against. I mean, he was a pretty fun person to be around. I got to play against Andrew Burleson, and he's really cool. He had probably the worst rolls I've ever seen. So you get amazed, right, as the years go on. Like, you get that game on 12 with someone, you're like, dude, did you hate your dice? Something's going on. Just ones and twos. Like, he couldn't do anything because his dice wasn't on him. So, But yeah, we did your normal. I didn't make up any crazy scenarios other than, the Great Hall, but that was basically, you do the challenge with that one. And I usually let people just run amok in that. I don't tell them that they have to use building rules with that. Just treat the terrain as like, uneven ground, getting through the walls. And then, because it's cool to see these guys inside the hall fighting, dude. It's just...
Yeah, I think that's a good way to run buildings, too, especially the big ones like that.
Yeah.
If you can just move into it.
You want to use it,
through
right?
the walls.
You want to see this thing, so put it out, rough off, and run your little guys in there and have a game. So...
Okay. Yeah, well, that sounded really cool. You had a lot of different layers that if somebody wanted to run their own thing, they could definitely, you had the slaughtering wall going on. That's something you could just add.
Yep.
Basically, as the points accumulated, they kind of move along this wall so you can see where you stand in the pack. You had the terrain preset, which is something a little different. And then with the 2 scenarios, you kind of had a little bit of control. I mean, if you won the roll or had a big beard for those ties, I'm sure you could help control kind of what's going on. So that was a little different. And then you had the banner thing, which that sounded the coolest to me, but some people that might not be their favorite part. But then with that, you kind of had like, if you keep winning your games, you kind of keep powering up and keep getting a better banner each time. So I kind of like that element, for some people. Some people probably got a worse banner as they went along.
Yeah, it's risky because you could come to the table and look down and go, oh, that banner stinks. And then you beat them and you look at, oh, your banner stinks too. I'm moving on. I'm keeping it.
Yeah, I think any one of those elements added to a standard tournament would be cool. And then, yeah, I know you had some newer players in there. It didn't sound like there was any issues with complexity or anything for having all three of those. So that's cool. That sounded really fun. Are you gonna ever do anything like that at Adepticon, you think? Maybe just like a more it's kind of a chiller type event, maybe an evening thing, or
I might think about this. You know, I don't want to like go too far into Adepticon talk here, but
sure, yeah.
I'm not sure if this is this might be the last year that I run a 6-game tournament at Adepticon, and a little insight to that is I'm going to talk to some people about doing having the doubles done on Friday, having the Dark Ages on Saturday, and the Crescent Across on Sunday. And just do a single three-game tournament like this. The big Gremlin is it's a little bit rough, to run. I mean,
Yeah, I mean something you run every year. After a couple of years, especially, your kind of excitement wanes a little bit, and it just kind of wears on you. And that's when you really need a good team of people to step in and kind of help you out. And you may or may not have that always, for an event.
You want to keep it fresh, and unlike bigger companies like Games Workshop and Privateer Press, Studio Tomahawk doesn't whip out new awesome scenarios on the yearly, and I think after a while we feel like this is a little bit stale, and I think switching it up and doing stuff with it is probably a due course. And so now that I got it all figured out for this year, everything's going to be really good, and painting and sportsmanship are going to be a factor. Nice. I'm going to get some people crazy.
Okay.
So, yeah, who knows? We'll see what we'll do with that. But yeah, John Stenson and I talked for a bit, and he felt it was pretty fun. And, we might even add this to Saga Storm or something like that for this fall.
Oh yeah, that
that's
would
the kind
be
of stuff.
awesome as well.
Saga Storm literally is the best gaming day of the year, if you ask me. It's the best thing ever. Mm-hmm. So this is the kind of thing we would for sure add to that. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And there was also some talk. Some other guys who came in there. They're like, "This is cool. What if we did a different game next year?" And there were some whisperings of bolt action. So just want to let you know about that.
Oh yeah, I think Bear gave me a scoop on that.
You might get some other people to run something, and I would play in that, and I would maybe still be in that same room. So
okay, yeah. So this is. For WAAAGH, not Adepticon, for people listening in. But for WAAAGH, basically, all I'm looking for is people that are excited to run something. So whatever you're excited about, I think we could work you in, because I know you do a good job, no matter what you do.
I'm glad it worked out this year, because the year before, like, people said they wanted to play, and then everybody ducked out, and I was a little frowny face, like, hey, we pulled the stuff out of you, and we got 6 people who played, and thank you for doing that. But this year was awesome because we got 12 is a good number for a little tournament, and it worked out really well. So
yeah, I agree. So is this stuff written down anywhere? Could you maybe send it to me and I could post it somewhere, and then people, if they wanted to use that idea, would they have everything kind of listed out, or
yes, I could definitely send it. I think actually I just have I don't have a PDF made, but I have like an email. Like I make these emails in Gmail, and I keep them as like drafts. That's the way I document stuff sometimes. So, but I can formally send that to you for sure. I do have all the banners written out.
Okay, cool, perfect. Yeah, definitely do that. I know whenever I talk about the different events that I run, there's always a couple people that'll email me and ask me to send them stuff, and sometimes it's just really kind of informal, and sometimes I have it all laid out, but whatever you have.
I don't think I posted this on the Saga Skirmish on Facebook, unfortunately. I think I put this on Saga Storm, which has like 80 members, but this might not be viewable, because I took some photos. I took like a ton of photos, and I posted them up there, and I put up like 10 pretty good photos.
Okay. Yeah, send me those photos. I'll put them up in this vid.
Yeah,
as we talk, I'll have the photos come up. So
sure. for sure.
We can do
Yeah,
it
but
that
thanks
way.
for letting me run that. I mean, it was good to have that room. It was just good to be back there. And, you know, the one thing about, I'll say this last bit, the one thing about running a Saga tournament that's so nice is on your back is the boards are 3x4, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I had 2 bins of terrain and that was it, you know? So that was like, oh, boom, done.
Yeah,
boom,
that's
up.
definitely an advantage compared to those 4x6s.
Yes.
Literally double the
well,
weight.
And I mean, John and I have learned that from now on, like all boards are 3x4. You just make 2 of them. So if you want,
Oh yeah.
if you want to play 40k, bolt action, AOS. Oh, we put these 2 together, and then that's your range, right?
Good to
Or,
go.
you know, or a fat mat, which seems to be a popular thing right now. So, but yeah, the Saga size is it makes it very easy to pick up and tear down.
Okay. Cool. Well, any last thoughts here? I think we pretty much hit everything.
Thanks for everybody for coming out and playing. That was really cool. I do appreciate it, and you know, maybe not have as many beers the night before Sam.
Well, we can't promise that.
We can't promise that.
A little premature, but okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I will see you at Adepticon for sure.
Yes.
We'll get some Saga action in.
That's going to be great.
And yeah, we will. I bet we'll have a chat after that, and give everybody the scoop on that. But cool. Thanks for coming on, dude.
All right, Saga Thursday.
Saga Thursday. Awesome.
Take care, Joe.
Yep. You too. Well, that is where the interview ends, my friend. But it's not over. Oh no. So, Mr. Hagen wanted me to bring up a couple other things that he forgot to mention, which was Gripping Beast actually sponsored some stuff and presented a 4-point warband that he was able to give away. He had a bunch of mugs made up as well, which I don't think we mentioned, so just some more cool things. The rules for the banners are posted below in the video description. I couldn't really think of any other spot to post those. So that is where those lie. Take a look and see what you think is balanced or unbalanced, what you would use, and what modifications you might make if you were to run something similar, because that sounded super fun. I definitely would like to play in something like this. So get the word out, spread the word, like and favorite this shit. Subscribe, become a hobby horn dog today.
Saga.